What is up, everybody? Duck here, back with another progress update. So as you can see now, I'm pretty sure I had the 1 amp in here by itself, just mounted down there. But I've now got all 3 amps mounted and wired up. I haven't tested them yet. I should probably do that in a second. But I've also got all the cables tied. It's a bit of a mess down there just because all that 4 gauge is either a bit just slightly too long or just slightly too short, and unfortunately due to the way 4 gauge works, if it's just slightly too short it'll have a huge kink that you've got to take up somewhere. So essentially I've just kind of run it back and forth until it's taken up the stress. For example, see this one right here, it kind of comes along there, goes down like that. The red one that goes right up to this amplifier, those pretty taut, and that's why it's out of the corner now. It used to be in the corner. Hopefully it doesn't get caught under the box, but I've got some of that thick rubber mat should space it off the bottom of the from rubbing on the cables. I've also got up here, those 2 wires right there, they connect to the sub. So those 2 leads right there, can pull them a bit further forward so they tuck out under and go under the seat there, but they're just there right now. It's also wired up there and all the excess cables taken up, so that's all done pretty clean. There's a bug just there. So fingers crossed this amplifier is not protruding too much, as it could potentially rub the bottom of the sub box. If you see over to the other side, it's a bit hard to tell, but it's probably sticking up about maybe a centimetre. It's really hard to tell. Could be more, could be less. It's I'm hoping I can't speak. It's only a centimetre, so it should minimise risk. The sub box is up about 3 centimetres at the front, so assuming it's a constant gradient, that means it should have 1.5 centimetres of space right in the middle. And if that's 1 centimetre, 5 mil, not a lot of space, but I don't want it to be rubbing, so 5 mil is better than nothing. Also, remote lead, as you can see, I'm using the same remote lead as I did before, thin yellow wire. Probably could swap it out, but I'm not drawing much current. I don't have any fans in yet. Hopefully it doesn't get too hot, but due to it being summer, it's going to get a baptism of fire. So if it's going to get hot, then I'll know sooner, or quite soon, so I'll be able to take it out and do modifications. None of these bits of wood are glued in, they're all screwed in, so if I have to remove them I can, including those wedges right there. They're just screwed underneath this amplifier. Yeah, it all looks pretty good. Signal cable, hopefully won't get interference running right next to the speaker cable right there, but I'm hoping due to it not being too much current and other things like that, that there will be minimal interference, and it's not running with any high current power cables, so no alternator wind should make it in. Alright, now I'll show you the box. Unfortunately, since we left off last time, this port flare right here is cracked out, so that's a bit of a nuisance. I've now got plenty of glue back there so I can body work it again, get it real smooth, and bog over it and paint it, and hopefully it won't crack again. I've also yet to bog along the top of these holes here. I've put new screws in. That screw stripped out immediately. I'm not sure why, hence why I've got those 2 other screws right next to it. I'm going to have to figure out something up there. I'd like a screw up in that corner. Also, these 2 bottom screws right on the very left and very right of the bottom of the box, they stripped out too, so I've got new ones right in the close to the corner. They weren't very optimal to begin with. And I put in that screw right there, which for some reason I'd never put in. Don't know why. And going around to the back of the box, it's just sitting up at an angle right now. I'll put some glue in the port as hopefully I'm not taking the front off again. There are the 2 leads which connect to those 2 other yellow connectors you saw in the car. Now, I've tried plugging the ports with these wads of foam, closed cell foam here, but it didn't actually do much, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to think of a more permanent solution to plugging these 2 ports right here, at least for normal use. These ones won't be used very often. Yeah, there's still a lot of boning and sanding, but I'm going to leave that till a bit later before I completely finish off the box. For now I'm just getting it in there and seeing if it sounds good. I think it's just about ready to go in the car now, considering I finished wiring up the amplifiers. So I'll just test that they're all wired up correctly first, and then I've got to somehow get this box here past this the folded horn. I'll probably be able to move it to the side, but it's so heavy. And I'll finish body working. I glued these ages ago, so the glue should be set by now. Yep. So I'll be able to bog in. There's a small hole you can see right there. That leaks air straight from the enclosure, so that's I need to bog that. But other than that, I think I'm done. Next thing you'll probably see is this box in the car. Can't think of anything else I need to do. Oh, what do we have here? Looks like we got something going on. Yeah, I did last night. Oh god, I got bogged on the bumper. Oh, no rest for yeah, it's in. Check this out. Whoa. It still looks a bit scrappy like that. That is raw plywood peeking out, but this is more a priming base coat. And I'm not so worried. The goal was to get it functional. We'll get it looking good later. I'm a bit pooped as it's pretty hot today. But yeah, you can see that I've done some, all I've done today is, well, I got the box in yesterday, and it wasn't, from the last thing I filmed, which I believe was the amplifiers, I cut out rubber mats, which you can see a bit of right there that goes in a horseshoe shape right around the spare wheel well. 2 layers thick, so you got 2 lots of 1 inch, which compresses down to about 40 mil, something like that, all under it. Then all I did is slide the box in, rotate it, push it back, and connect it at the front. I'm not going to do it again as because I've got 2 layers of the rubber in the back. It doesn't sit as far down at the back as it used to, which means it angles forward more at the front, which means it's harder to get the front seats. Come on, look at the dark thing. It's hard to get those seats to move forward. Really had to whack them forward this time. Every time I put the sub box in and out, it gets harder to put those seats back. Other than that, yeah, bogged the port so it's smooth and no longer has an air leak. When I first tested it, there was a huge air leak all the way around. It was, you know, one of those Dyson hand blowers that you put your hand in. I felt like one of those with the air chuffing in from every angle from the crack. So that was pretty awful. Fixed that up just before. And also I've now got this bit of wood in here, which so you probably remembered that there used to be 2 more ports in this thing, and yeah, they're right behind there. Each port's centered around those bolts. So that's now vastly improved the loudness of this box, just plugging that up. It's yeah, it's louder than it used to be, I'm pretty sure, which I'm really happy. It's just one of those fine-tuning things where I wanted to do this for a while, and I was planning on doing it, but I couldn't be bothered. But that sub braking, or the dust cap braking, really gave me a good excuse to finally do the wormhole flush mount ports in the back of the box, and also do a quasi SPL SQL enclosure. Not quasi, that's probably not the right word, but you know, so some that can do both. So the idea is when I'm in SPL mode, plug that port by itself, open up these 2 ports, and it's a 4th order tune to 50 Hz with the loading chamber being the 220 or 210 litres, ignoring the volume that those ports take up. So quite a big resonance chamber there. Hopefully it'll be nice and efficient. I'll peek the camera in here if it'll adjust, because I'm in the shade right now, so the camera's been freaking out between what to look at. Yeah, you can see the dust cap right there, still hanging on, still pretty strong. So I suppose the next thing I'll do is show some demo footage, but from today I'm going out tonight, and kind of wanted to get this done before going out, just to impress me mates. So that'll be it until I get some. I'll probably, I'm not sure, either I'll end the video now, in which case like and subscribe, cheese exit. If I do a quick demo, then I suppose I'll include that. But I think it might be capable of a hair trick now, which is pretty decent. Single 15,000 watts, pretty decent. We'll see that later. I'll see if I can find someone with long enough hair to do it. Yeah, just in case I finish it off here. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for demo, and of course, ugly box. It's going to be out not too long. I've still got a month before uni goes back, so I'll have it out at soonish, and I'll get it looking pretty. By the way, the inside of the box, holy crap, the screen's dark. The inside of the box is going to be staying white, and this whole thing's going to be gloss blue. I reckon it'll look neat. Not sure what to do with that panel yet. That's possibly temporary. Might want to make some better plugs than that, but that's probably going to be effective. It's already effective. I've already run it at full volume, and that wasn't really moving. But yeah, more to come soon. See ya. Well, so unfortunately the driver door mid-range speaker finally pooped out, so it looks like I'm going to be getting some new mid-range speakers shortly.